morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio, and yeah, my voice is really croaky today because, it was the World Championships this past weekend, and I was on the casting team, and it was amazing. But the thing is, a bunch of news dropped while I was at Worlds, and what am I going to do? Not bring you the news? That doesn't sound like me, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't sound like me. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit croakier than usual, but don't worry, I'm still able to talk. I'm still going to bring you the news, because that, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I do. And maybe the biggest news over the past couple of days is that we've got images of the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. Now, I did show you images of this the other day. It was lovely. I showed you the box, which incidentally does look kind of fantastic. And I showed you the box all opened, and it's got the little playmat looking thing that comes out, and it's got 3 draws, one featuring Charizard and one featuring Gigantamax Charizard. They are, of course, the stock Kentagamori artwork. And I showed you this image of the same thing, but from the front. And I told you about the contents. And when I told you about the contents, I told you that there were 3 etched foil cards. Now, for comparison's sake here, when I say etched foil, I mean textured. So, if you look at regular Charizard V, that is not a textured card. If you run your finger along it, there's no grooves, it's just kind of flat. Doesn't count. But if you look at the full art Charizard V, or the alternate art Charizard V, they are textured, they are what we would call etched foil cards. Similarly, the regular VSTAR, as well as the Rainbow Rare VSTAR, are etched foil cards. That all makes perfect sense. And with the VMAX, we've actually seen a bunch of versions of the VMAX. We saw the regular VMAX, which came around in Darkness Ablaze. That was an etched foil. And we have since seen the Rainbow Rare version of Charizard VMAX and the shiny version of Charizard VMAX, all of which were etched foil. And I told you, well, not way back, but when I first showed you this, I told you that the chances of them being reprints were very small, and I told you that I didn't believe they were going to be reprints. That didn't seem particularly realistic, because if you look at Ultra Premium collections in the past, that's not what they've done. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? They're not. Now, the images we have here aren't brilliant. I apologise about that. There's nothing much I can do, but we do have images of them, and they are lovely. Pokemon Deals community, at Deals_Pokemon on Twitter, are where this comes from. And then the better quality images of the cards did originate from Benjami76942083 over on Twitter. So we'll get to everything else in a minute, but we need to take a look at these cards first of all. So in terms of the alternate art V, I mean, look, these aren't perfect. Yes, we've got better quality images of them. No, they're not good. They are far from good. It is worth noting that we can see well enough to know that it is an alternate art version of the one from Brilliant Stars. So it is still just that card reprinted. And there's some kind of sleeping Charizard thing going on. It is looking like a very nice card. Obviously, the artwork we have isn't, the best quality. But the artwork looks absolutely stunning. Of course, you do have to put it side by side with the artwork of the alternate art from Brilliant Stars. And I think I'm probably still going to go Brilliant Stars, because that image of Venusaur fighting Charizard, it's just absolutely beautiful. Plus, it is kind of reminiscent of the one from the Japanese art book, which I love so much. But my point is, we've got 2 and they're awesome. And it is actually really important to note that this is really good kind of for everyone here. Because, of course, some people pulled the one from Brilliant Stars. And nobody really wants to pull the one from Brilliant Stars and then just have it be reprinted in a way that everyone can get it, which devalues your card in the first place. Nobody wants that. That's not the case here. If you pull the one from Brilliant Stars, or if you ever pull it again in the future, the value of that hasn't changed. It's exactly as rare as it was yesterday, which is nice. But now, everybody who can find the Ultra Premium Collection, which I'm aware isn't going to be that easy, everybody has the possibility of finding this. And then they can go and get these alternate art cards, and that is really rather lovely. Now, as for the VMAX, that is an alternate art. Obviously, it is an alternate art of the one that did come around in Darkness Ablaze, because that is the only Charizard VMAX out there. Now, the artwork of this is actually very interesting, because some of you might think it looks a little bit familiar. And it should. Because if you watch my videos, you will have seen back in January this playmat, which is actually done by a brand new artist we'd never seen before in the Pokemon TCG. They'd never done any cards before. They essentially started off with this playmat. And now that's the same artwork. I mean, put them side by side, it's very clearly the same artwork. Now, obviously, it's not 100% identical. You'll notice on the card, Charizard is spewing fire. On the playmat, Charizard is not. I cannot confirm 100% right now that it is the same artist, but come on. I don't know exactly how it worked, but that's the way businesses work quite a lot. If you do a bunch of sketches and Pokemon are choosing which one they actually want, and you do them very roughly and Pokemon would choose and then you would go and do it properly, I mean, if that was happening and they saw two they really liked, they could well get you to do two, and that seems to be the case here. Can't confirm 100%, but as soon as I saw this card, I was like, hang on a second. That looks very familiar indeed. As a side note, the same artwork is being used on the sleeves, and by the same artwork, I mean the artwork from the playmat. So whereas the card is very similar but a different pose, the sleeves are literally the art from the playmat, which I find very interesting. Now, as for, and I should, before we carry on, I should mention that although alternate art VMAXs are a thing, alternate art VMAXs didn't start until Battle Styles, which was Sword and Shield 5, and this came around in Darkness Ablaze, which was Sword and Shield 3. So there was never going to be an alternate art VMAX. That was never going to be the case. Of course, there were alternate art of both the Urshifu VMAXs in Battle Styles. They were the first ones they did. So there was never going to be an alternate art of Charizard in the set, because the set came out, 6 months earlier than they actually started doing these. But what's really interesting is the alternate art VSTAR, because we've never seen an alternate art VSTAR before. I mean, if we take Palkia as an example, we can't use Charizard because it never got a gold version, and we go and look at all the different versions. We've got regular Palkia, we've got Rainbow Rare Palkia, and we've got Gold Palkia. And that's generally what we see. All of the VSTARs come through with Rainbow Rare versions, and one per Japanese set gets a gold version. Yes, we do sometimes get more than one gold VSTAR in an English set, but that's because we're building in multiple Japanese sets. So sure, there might be, to take Astral Radiance as an example, yeah, there were 3 gold VSTARs in Astral Radiance, but there were 3 Japanese sets, each of which had 1 gold VSTAR that made up Astral Radiance. So getting an alternate art VSTAR is actually really kind of cool, because it's the first time we've ever seen one. And yeah, I know that it's not great artwork-wise. The art is great. I mean, the quality of the picture we've got isn't great, but you can still tell it's Charizard flying up and you're going to look down the cliff towards the water, and it looks absolutely stunning. And that is what's going to make this Ultra Premium Collection just over the top amazing. To look at it as a whole, we've got the lovely markers and the Charizard coin and the metal dice, and we do actually have the playmat, or it looks a lot like the playmat anyway, that was released in Japan a while ago, and we got the sleeves, and this is all lovely, this is all fantastic. But none of that is selling the Ultra Premium Collection. It's a $120 product, and we're buying it for the Charizard, and it really is as simple as that. If anybody's wondering, in terms of packs, we do have some Battle Styles, we do have some Evolving Skies, and we got 1 Vivid Voltage, a Darkness Ablaze, 3 Fusion Strike. Essentially, whereas the Zacian and Zamazenta, we had a really neat 4 packs of each of the first 4 sets, the first year of Sword and Shield in the trading card game. That's not as neat here. We've basically got a mixture of packs. We got a big mix of packs. And that's cool. That's quite lovely. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that made me tell you before these were going to be new cards was we actually had gold versions of Zacian and Zamazenta V in the Sword and Shield base set. And yet in that Ultra Premium Collection, we got gold versions of Zacian and Zamazenta V that were different. So there were never going to be reprints in the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. I told you that when we first found out about this product. But now to finally see these cards in all their glory, oh, it's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely beautiful. So there we go. Now, it's over to you guys. How excited are you? Do you want these promos? Tell me anything you want to about this in the comment section. Go nuts and be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get weekly bonus podcasts. This week, when my voice recovers a bit more, I'm going to do a big podcast telling the whole story about my Worlds experience, and it is going to be great. And of course, we do give shout outs to people like the lovely Dorfe Botka. I'm really sorry, I'm struggling with this pronunciation, but did just become our very latest Patreon supporter. So thank you to Dorf there, or however it's pronounced. Do in the Discord, where we all chat Pokemon, do please let me know the pronunciation of that one. But thank you for supporting. You are a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.